Fantastic. So with the dip, Tim, when the dip came in your business, what did you learn from that lesson? What was your next strategy then? What did you think? Okay, this is what I need to do next.
That was actually my first realization that I needed strategy.
Right.
So it was actually a very chaotic time, and it was a very, it was like, wow, I've achieved success in network marketing. I've hit, levels in a compensation plan, and all of these people are hitting the same levels and probably having the same doubts because they were building it in the same way that I was. And in order to keep money coming in, you had to keep promoting. Yeah. And so I was realizing that this was not a sustainable business model for me, at least the way I was doing it. And then I saw these old school guys that were really, truly building real networks and real businesses, and they had stability and longevity. And I was like, man, this is just, to be perfectly honest, network marketing wasn't for me because of the energy and time that was required to build networks. Because all of these guys, even though they talked about time and financial freedom, every single one of them was working around the clock every single day for the most part back then. So the guys that were really building real businesses were absolutely doing on conference calls, 3-ways, really building hard. And some of them had been doing it for 20 years. And that's what, and so for me, I was just like, I don't want to work that hard. I wanted something easier, but I also wanted to find a model that worked, that really fit into my lifestyle goals. So I started to kind of, instead of looking at tactic and moving from one thing to another, I really started to wonder about my own goals and who I was and what my strengths were. So I stopped looking outward, looked inward, and figured out what some of my goals and strengths and ideas were, and what I really wanted in my life. And I was not afraid of hard work, but I didn't want to work harder. I wanted to work smarter. And you hear that said all the time, and it really doesn't mean much to you if you don't know what you don't know. However, knowing what I knew then at that point, I realized that there had to be a better way, and I still needed a mentor. And I found a mentor. I found many mentors and people to model. And actually, the way I found my first success, my first business, was not by any mentors that I worked with personally, but by people that I admired, and I studied them. So I bought everything, but I didn't buy it for the sake of buying shiny objects. Now I was studying their marketing systems. Now I was studying process. Now I was studying principles versus just buying to buy. Yes. And so I did that. I figured out some things back in 2002, I believe it was. I created a one-time offer. I thought I was the first person in the world to do it. I'm sure there were probably others, but I created a one-time offer page, upsell page. I created limited time offers where I actually had scripts coded to do limited time offers. So my first business, to answer your question, was in the financial market. I was actually so deep in debt from my experience with network marketing. I had an ad buy go wrong, horribly wrong. I was on the hook for tens of thousands of dollars. Plus I had tens of thousands of other dollars in debt from my horrible days in network marketing. So all of that combined together, even though I'd done really well, it just, with my income going down and all that combined to get me deep in debt. So I went and found a solution that was an alternative to bankruptcy, was an alternative to consumer credit counseling. It was on page like 19 of Google, and it was basically a guide on how to start your own debt negotiation company.
All right.
And so I found this on how to negotiate with creditors, how to fight. It was written from the standpoint of starting a debt negotiation company, or how to negotiate with your creditors and start a company. And it was more of it was like an article, but it was a bunch of articles in one little thing that they were selling. And it was really poorly written. But I was like, wow, I could probably figure out how to turn this into a consumer guide. So I found the creator of that course, contacted him, joint ventured with him, and said, hey, can you take this mumbo jumbo and have it rewritten to actually be a guide for people like me that are in debt? Because I can sell it if you can. And so he said, sure, absolutely. So I partnered with this guy. He rewrote the ebook, or had it rewritten. I had it edited by somebody else, and I started selling this thing. And then on the back end of that, I was referring people to his paralegals to basically negotiate with creditors for him. So we created this relationship, and that spawned other things. And so then there was credit repair strategy. So I started creating an information marketing business, but really was back-ending people into services and higher ticket services, anywhere from a couple $1,000s all the way up to several thousands of dollars. And even some high net worth individuals who wanted to be hooked up with some help with their stuff. So I was becoming a lead generator, and other companies were paying me for leads. It was really interesting what we were doing. And I was able to go and compete on paid media like Google AdWords back in the day, with these multi-million-dollar powerhouses that were well-funded, and I was able to do it profitably where they were taking a hit or a loss on the front end. So I was able to beat them on paid marketing. I was able to beat them on search marketing because I was good. This is the Wild West. I was going and buying links from all over the internet to rank higher. So I ranked number 2 or 3 for eliminate debt. I ranked top 5 for get out of debt. I ranked number 1 for other terms too, and I don't remember, but they were high traffic terms. So I used to get not only the paid strategies at the top, but I also, or the paid links at the top, but I also got my organic search results were at the top as well for my website. So.